Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, here we are once again. Here we are once again. Isn't that often how we live our lives? We live it with a partial awareness of who we are and who we're connecting with, what's going on. And we call this living. It's a type of living. I think it's probably shared by most of humanity in the way that they go about actually engaging in their lives. I mean, after all, we operate under an assumption that I'm here, I'm going to be here, it's going to be here, and if I don't get it now, I'll get it tomorrow. And yet, I say to you, yes. How precious that we even get to live it this way. Of course, in a comparative way, we can look and compare our lives to others, and we can see ourselves as being either more fortunate or less fortunate because of the choices we're making as our frame of reference. And again, that's the way we're choosing to live it. But if anything comes along that actually jolts us from that awareness about who we are and how we're living our lives, it can be a really good thing. Accident, injury, disease, loss of a job, loss of a partnership, losing your mind. Sometimes it is a good thing to lose your mind because the mind you lose is the one that's been giving you the problem. But then again, we become so familiar and have such a relationship, almost like a friendship with problems, that we then tend to take this precious experience and live it as if the problem relationship is the main reason for our existence. I consider myself very blessed, very fortunate. I have outlived myself a number of years already. And that's simply because of the attending awareness that because my parents passed at such young ages, that was going to be the same for me. Hell, I've outlived them by almost centuries now. And it's given me a little perspective that I can go back to, and I can in myself look and say, all right, I have lived so much longer than I thought I was going to live. What a blessing. How precious. And then it also causes me to look and see the experiences that I do remember, because memory is there. And also because it's selective. I look and I remember the things that cause me to sit up, take notice of my life, to then give myself the opportunity to make a shift. I'm sure I have missed a number of those opportunities, but I'm also very sure of the ones that I picked up on and chose to pay attention. And in essence, that's what I'm sharing with you today. It doesn't really matter your belief, although it matters a lot, your belief, and that's because you believe it. Look again and see, what am I doing with my life right now? How am I living it? How am I paying attention to how I'm living it? How am I actually being present in living it? Am I present in this moment? Or am I so caught up in what I want to try to accomplish that I'm lost in my accomplishment and miss what's there in the moment? Now, I know sometimes we become so fixed in what that inner voice that rarely ever shuts up, tells us we must do in order to appease it. But there's more to you than that voice, and there's more to me than that voice. There will come a time when we drop the body, and when we do, we'll have perhaps a greater clarity than we do right now. But even if that clarity doesn't come immediately, we will be given the opportunity to review and look and sense and feel in the immediacy of the moment, even though we may not have been there when we actually lived it the first time, all of the interactions that occurred. What you did, the effect that it had. What was done, the effect that it had. The interconnection that is always there. And I'm, in case you hadn't noticed, really wanting to reach to you today to look again in your life and see that this is a main feature of your life. Accomplishments? Well, what if taking your life as a priority and let that be the body that you fill with accomplishment? I share with you earnestly, sincerely, that we often, in our attempts to live life, live it in such a way that we actually offend ourselves as well as offend others. And then how do we go about not having that become a weight that burdens us? Well, we're learning a number of things to forgive ourselves and then to see a mistake as an opportunity to get it better. And all of these are shifts that we can make, or these two that I'm making reference to are shifts that we can make to actually get clearer and then to purpose to be more present. Yes, how precious. Give yourself time. You got it. To reflect on who you are and how you're living your life right now. I know when you're pre-teenager, teenager, Jesus, that's the most knowledgeable time you'll ever live in your life. You know more as a teenager and an early 20-year-old than you will ever know, and then, of course, more than anybody else knows. But as you go on, you start having experience, and the experience has a way of, perhaps, changing that opinion you have. Look and see where you are with yourself in your life, and look and see where you are in relationships. You go through life, you have a job, you do your job well, you retire, or they fire you, whatever, you finish the job, and then you are with yourself once again. And where are you with yourself? Where are you with your relationships? So these are just little pieces I'm bringing out here to look and see, is this included in the tapestry of life? Is this a part of the grand design? Is this somehow or another incorporated into this time that we're living right now? Is this a part of awakening? And if it's not a part of awakening, then is it just simply something that we pass through, we die, and that's it? There's no more to us. There's no more to the experience. You see, these are things that we each have to come to personally and choose to live them however it is we come to them. So, however it is you look at it, I'm simply sharing with you a dawning realization of, yes, it is precious. And while I may not always show it to you because I'm not always consciously there, let this one moment convey and perhaps fill in some of the spaces of the other moments that have passed, and perhaps even moments to come when I won't be fully present. Just how much I value our relationship. And that in its value, I find that it is far more valuable to me what you actually are, who you are. And instead of looking at you as to what I need from you, I'm looking to you and feeling just how much the difference has been brought about because of you choosing to be you and what you bring. So the yes is a thank you. And the preciousness is something that, well, we either get it now or we get it later. I would prefer that we get it now so we can actually bring it as an energy and insert it into how we live this moment and the moments that precede it or are an extension of it. So thank you very much for allowing me to share this with you and also for the feel of your receptivity.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.